Hello and welcome back to Idle Kingdom Defense. So I did make some changes to my heroes and I wanted to briefly talk about the heroes I changed and why. I talked about this a little bit more in the playthrough, but for people who come here just for the strategies, I wanted to touch on why I changed my hero loadout. I only really changed the warriors. I did swap Lucas for Christian. That's more about Christian just does more damage than Lucas. I would be looking to replace maybe Aisha with Lucas down the road, but that's really not what the focus is on today. The focus is on the Warriors. You'll know that instead of running Roderick, Julian, Blake, Raven, Jackson, Brian, any of the ones I was using, I've switched to Diego, Randolph, Leonidas, Anthony, which I always kept. I never switched him out, and Ryan. I just wanted to briefly talk about why I switched to these heroes specifically, when you may want to make this transition, and what the benefits of this are. So let's go look at the heroes. So first, the biggest reason is because they stun. Your warriors are not on the field doing damage, so the most important thing they can do is take damage and stun. So these four heroes have some of the best stuns in the game because they go for 3 seconds. So Randolph 40% for 3 seconds, it's because it's second rank, so it'll go all the way up to 70%. Diego will go up to 60% for 3 seconds. And this doesn't count the extra duration they get over here. So in Randolph's case, it's 2 seconds, it'll go up to 5 seconds. So this will be a 70% stun for 8 seconds, which happens every 9 seconds. So Randolph can almost permanently stun if he gets lucky. Diego has a 9-second cooldown as well for 3 seconds plus 5 seconds. That makes it 8 seconds, so he'll get to 70% for 8 seconds. Leonidas is 30% for 3 seconds, 1 second, so he gets the same thing. So he'll eventually have a 9-second cooldown with a 70% chance to stun for 8 seconds. And of course, Anthony, we know he's a stun monster, that's why we've kept him. 60% for 2 seconds. Plus, so this actually goes to 100% for 2 seconds, plus 5 seconds, with a 7-second cooldown. So he will be constantly stunning things once he gets maxed. And finally, Ryan does have a permanent slow, but I'm not super sure how good his slow will be, because it will be 100% for 25% slow. This will go up to 12%, so this should go all the way up to 60%, so 85% slow. And this should be 5 second, so 8-second duration for an 85% slow. So, and his cooldown is 8 seconds, so he will permanently slow. So again, these are all very crowd control orientated warriors. If you look at my old warriors, now again, I did have Brian briefly. He's nice to start out with because of his buff, but since warriors don't do damage, this buff doesn't matter. And Jackson was just there because I had Jackson. The problem is the knock-up is, to me, not as effective. Now, one thing I might change is I would possibly replace Orion with... No, not Daniel. I think it's a Julian. Because that would be a 90% chance for a 1-second stun. That'll increase to 3.5 seconds. So this would be a 7-second attack with a 3.5-second cooldown. So that may be something I'll look at replacing with Orion. I don't know what's better. Is a permanent slow better? Probably than this, just because Orion has such a high chance of slow. I didn't realize it was so high. On my main account, not that this is my main account, but just to talk about my main account real quick, I did promote Blake really high, so it'll take me a while to transition from Blake to Ryan, but that's my eventual goal. So again, I just wanted to touch base. I know we did talk about the hero rank, but I thought it was important to bring this to your attention, something I'm trying out, and I feel like it's very successful. Let me know if you don't find it successful. And the nice thing is this is a B tier hero, C tier hero, B tier hero, an A tier hero, and an S tier hero. So only Anthony and Ryan are really high tier. And so these three right here, very low tier. You can get lots of shards for them, very easy to upgrade. Now when you're starting out, I probably wouldn't worry about making this transition until you're probably around the stage between 1600 to 2500, because I think I made the change at 2000 to put it into perspective. So early game, like for example, if you're playing early game and you draw, like, let's say you draw Roderick, and he's not on the list here, right? You draw Roderick right away. You would use him. He's very good, especially early game. And early game, your warriors do contribute a lot more damage. So using higher tier heroes makes a lot more sense. It's when you start seeing that your warrior damage isn't keeping up that then you would start wanting to be like, okay, since my warriors aren't pumping out the damage, the rest of my team is, how can I have them support the rest of the team? And that's by tanking for the castle. And that is also by basically stun locking things so that it isn't hitting the castle. So that's it. I just wanted to mention that brief change in strategy that I'm using. And I wanted to bring it to everybody's attention in case you're wondering, well, why is he using these heroes now instead of the other ones? He talked about how the purpose of the other ones. But again, this is a transitional part. And again, I would look at doing this probably around wave 1500 to 2000. Because that's when you should have plenty of Ascension Stones. Because really your limiter is Ascension Stones, right? I would not say, like, promote Diego over support heroes. Nope, that's a no-go. Don't really focus on your warriors, promoting them over the other ones. Focus on your support heroes. Focus on, like, Luke and Tristram and Xavier. And it'll be harder to focus on Xavier, but you get the idea. I would say focus on that, but be prepared to do this transition. And for example, you saw that my Brian, he was only 2-star, and my Jackson was only 2-star, so they had been sitting there for a while. Now, Raven too will be a transitionary hero. I think that I think adding Marcus and Raven is really great for people that are probably, I would say, around wave 0, stage 0, to probably, I would say, 1500, because I would say at 1500 to 2000, you're probably looking at transitioning. But, for example, if you got Marcus early or if you got Raven early, they could be really big boons to your team. So that's all. I just wanted to make a real quick video about the change in direction of my team in case you aren't watching the main channel. And thank you for watching. Please, leave a comment if you have any questions. And, of course, liking and subscribing is a great way to show your support for my channel. Thank you again. Bye.